Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. This is your show, and we're going to have an interesting conversation today about what else? Love and marriage. Um, this is a serious topic, but like we do on this show, we want to have a light conversation that people will be free to join and be free to participate, free to share their opinion, and hopefully we all are going to learn something from it. Life is tough, especially for those of us abroad. And when we go abroad, we are going to face a different culture. Living in that culture is a tough thing for most people. There's nobody that doesn't confront the differences, especially when we come from Africa and our upbringing in Africa. So today we are going to talk about marriage. Why is it that marriages of Africans abroad often end in divorce more than those at home? The statistics are shocking. In America, for instance, it's about 50% chances that a marriage is going to end in divorce. Um, it's like saying that one in two is going to end in divorce. Just think about this. If you know that you enter a flight from New York to somewhere and half of the flights will crash, I don't think most people will try it. But every day, every week, people get married and people confront these things. And we want to have a conversation with you, anybody, whether you're married or not, who you have seen. We want to share ideas. Hopefully, someone will be helped. So you can join me. I have no theories. I already have some people who are interested, and we will get people in and get people out. Please, when you come in and you want to join us, turn on your light, your camera, your light, so that we can see you, bring you on, and have that conversation. The other things we're talking about Africans abroad. In Spain, for instance, the rate of divorce is like 63. In Belgium, it's 72. So it's really a serious issue. What are the causes? We want to find out, why is it this way? Why is it difficult for Africans to adjust and adapt? I mean, we also know that Americans face the same odds in their marriages. So it's not just something that it's only Africans abroad. So I have people who are indicating interest that they want to join us. We have people from Kenya, from everywhere. Let me read some of the comments I got from people who do not want to join us. They just wanted to send in their comments, and they are very, very interesting. You know what? I'll do that along the way. Let me bring in some people. There are people who are already waiting. Let me bring them on and start a conversation. All right. Oh, look at him. John Abba. Oh, Lord. Welcome to the show. How are you? Turn on your mic.
I'm
How
good. How are you?
Good, good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, brother.
Very, very good, very good. How is Dallas?
Dala is good.
Okay, all right. So you're interested in our subject.
Of course.
Okay, good. Let me get other people in, and then we. Uh, Basil, how are you, sir?
Hey, my boss.
Uh, Good, good to see you.
I thought I was on.
You didn't know you could come in. Okay, if you don't want to contribute, I'll take you out from the set. You want to contribute or not? No?
Yeah, let me listen
You want
a
to
little
listen
bit,
in?
then I will join.
Okay, all right. All right. All right. I see other people. Turn on your camera so I will know that you are interested in joining the conversation. All right. So, Janaba, what's
Yes.
going on in Dallas, Texas? How are people doing there?
People is doing well. I'm interested in your conversation and trying to join and hear other people as well.
You want to hear other people?
And I want to hear. We all have to have a conversation about why are we having the statistic of the divorce in abroad more than
Mm,
people back home.
mm.
And I think we just want to talk about it, right?
Yeah, yeah. But what is your own thinking in that? What are you seeing? How is it where you are?
Dallas, based in few years ago, Dallas have the highest in the US. I don't know the statistic now. I don't know the rate of the divorce, but they used to have a very high one. One
Mm,
of the reason is uh in this area is some people went back home to get married, and sometimes there is false impression of how American they view American from back home, and when they come to face the reality here, they see that what they see is not exactly the glamorous of America, the street, the money on the street. Somebody has to work for it. Husband and wife has to go to work. No, you cannot tell me to wash the dishes where both of us went out to hustle. So these are the thing that we are in a different culture, and what we are used to back home is not what it is here. Those
mm,
are the things that are affected marriage here, that are for for this part of area. I understand some of the people went back home. Another thing is that they went and marry younger uh,
mm,
ladies from home,
mm,
and they used the influence of being in abroad, and they swayed the lady
mm.
and bring them here, and it go vice versa. I also have seen some uh,
Women who go down to marry.
marry a younger one
Okay.
also. So he is not just the younger and the older men went to marry a younger lady and they come here and face different challenges. But I also have seen old lady when I marry a young
Mm,
man, because
mm.
they use that influence and
All
then
right.
couple with the culture.
All right. All right. I stand by. I have a lot of people. My
Go
people are
ahead, go
here.
ahead. Yeah.
Ah, Wayne Bassi.
Thank you, sir. How are
How are you?
you?
Good, good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Wow. When is joining us from Long Island? We're in Long Island again.
Riverhead, Long Island.
Riverhead. When thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thank
And
you.
of course I have hmm, Ovie. Ovie, you don't look like you've been married. You look like a young boy. So I don't know. Well, we hear from you. We see what you have to contribute. Really, we have so many people interested. Basil, are you ready to join us now? Okay. All right. So let's go to it. John Albert talked about two things. He talked about differences in the age of people who get married. He talked about something to do with the expectations and wrong impressions that people give. When Bassi,
Yes, sir.
tell us what you think is going on.
Rudy, I want to rudely remind you
Yeah.
that once upon a time we had thought of putting up a workshop on this topic to help Africans,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and part of the things we identified was that uh, when we bring women here, we want them to learn in a year or 6 months what we had learned in 20 years or more.
That's a good point.
Um, and then we become very impatient with these women, and a lot of friction occurs that way.
Mm.
Um, I know you've already touched on the age, and and sometimes they think people are dirty old men. Uh, But the reality is this: when you've lived here for 20 years, it took you 9 years to get your green card, and then another maybe 7 years to go to school and get a career path where you make good money to go home. Um, you're not going to go and marry your high school sweetheart, because your high school sweetheart is not going to give you children, you know?
Mm.
So you go for a younger person, and sometimes the misconception is, yeah, he wanted a dirty old man. Why did you go and get a younger woman? The plan is to have children. And then the age gap, the knowledge gap, the life experience gap. these are all things that cause friction. So I don't want to say all of it in one speech.
Mhm.
As we go on, I'll contribute more.
All right.
But those are the obvious pointers that the first things that cause friction in my estimation anyway.
All right. All right. So we will have to make sure that people are limited to 2 minutes. Our studio is full. It's telling me that
Oh,
whether people are full, we need to get some people out so that we can have room for other people to join in. But also, if you don't want to contribute, please, you can watch us on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitter, so that we can leave room for people who are interested in joining. I really have some people who want to say some important things, their personal experiences. I know we're talking in general terms. So if you are not contributing, or you don't want to contribute, please you leave the studio. You can watch on other platforms so that people can join. Ovie, Ovie, tell us, are you what are you seeing where you are? You are in tell me again, Atlanta, or where? You're in
Yes, but
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm in Virginia.
Oh, you're in Virginia now.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us what you're seeing where you are.
What I'm saying, I mean, I'm seeing many things.
I know people have parties. I hear now, divorce parties. So what is the trend where you are?
I think I mean, I agree with pretty much all the reasons they are giving, marry a younger person, the economic situation, and all that. But I think there's one thing that we are not actually paying much attention to is which is that the change of time. Times have changed drastically, that we moved from industrial revolution to information, primary revolution, information age. The way of working is no longer the way it is. You can be anywhere you want. The world has become smaller. We begin to understand that, we are actually meant to just be free and walking around, moving around the way we want. Whereas back home we are still a little bit that is a two revolution behind. I'm still saying we are still even struggling with an agricultural revolution, not even industrial revolution yet. So that's where you are seeing that the statistic is against those who are actually in the first world,
Mm.
seeing life as
So you're talking about culture change, culture shock.
culture change. No, the world generally has changed. As I said, we are pretty much the first one, especially we are in America. This is no longer industrial age anymore, whereby you have to go to work, mass people in the same place and all that. Things are changed drastically, especially within the last 10 years. People want to experience the life freely more, and especially the economic situation in that of America. Marriage is practically business. Favor the female more.
So why is it that Africans are having difficulties adjusting to that new world in terms of if it's business, how they navigate their homes?
Well, I think we are pretending in a way. Yeah, the younger ones don't really. Younger ones assimilate really quick. Even before they actually arrive. We know pretty much everything about America and what it's about. It's only the older one that are still in denial, even though everything around you says, man, this thing, don't praying every day is not the situation. Go to church every time is not the situation. Actually getting married and all those blah, 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 it's no longer the best anymore. Even though we try foster on our children, but deep down we know that it's not feasible. So I think that affects a lot of our marriage too. Especially the women. Just like the young man is saying, when you go there, you bring a younger woman come, you expect her to be dressing some kind of way, but she's still young, and I met here, a young people, the way they are dressing is different. I think I have that kind of not personal experience, but somebody I know very well who want his wife to be dressing this kind of way. She said, "Come, I'm young. My mates are still putting on miniskirt, bomb short, and I mean, how good legs and all that." So that end their marriage. So I mean, it just it's time. We might deny the change, but it's just a matter of time.
All right, let's go to other people of your standby. Okay, Chika, Ejimole, am I saying that right? Welcome to the show. Tell us, please, where you're joining us from, and your contribution. Chika, can you hear me? Turn on your audio, Chika, please, if you can hear me. All right. Let's go to Chidozie. Chidozie, Welcome to the show. Chido, Chido, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Good
Yeah,
morning. Yeah, Dr.
yeah,
Damage.
yeah. How are you? Remind me, you are the only one that calls Dr. Damage is Dr. Damage, but that's okay. Where are you? Where are you joining us from?
From Malta.
Malta. Yeah. And do people get married in Malta?
Huh?
Do people get married in Malta?
Yeah. Then
And
do.
and how is it going for Africans there?
For Malta here, it's quite different. It's
Hmm.
quite different. We don't have that much divorce and separation like
Why?
others in European
Why
countries.
is it? That's a very interesting thing. Why is it that way?
Because here, Malta here is it's like the system here is it's like African system. No? We are
Oh,
not that much exposed with European Western world life. That
okay.
is that is the biggest advantage you have here.
Mm. What do you mean by that? Where it's more like African system? We're not exposed to Western life.
It's
What do you
just
mean?
we are not the lifestyle here is quite like African lifestyle. They are not exposed like England, Germany, America. No.
Sorry,
Mm.
where is that? Where are you? If you don't mind.
He's in Malta. Malta.
Malta. Okay.
Now, explain that more. Are you saying that people don't the conflicts that we see in other parts of the world between couples that
Uh,
it doesn't exist
For
there?
me, for me here, I have a lot of friends here that marry from Nigeria, from Africa, from Kenya.
Uh,
Their marriage are still intact.
okay.
They're like this, like people in Africa, the same. But I have my friends in Germany and other European countries. Don't forget it's disaster.
Oh. All right. All right. So, why do you say it's disaster? Why did their marriages fail?
All of 90% of them, their marriage is upside down.
Okay. And you know why?
I think the system, yeah, the lifestyle over there. That is
Mm.
for me. The lifestyle over there.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Let's go to my man Nick Ebo. Nick, I don't know where you are. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from Lagos.
Oh, Nick is in Lagos. Okay, I know you are somewhere around the world. All right, Nick. I know, Nick. You are my friend. I know you've been living in England and you recently went back to Nigeria. So, what is your experience while you were in England?
My experience is basically that we are forced to accept a new culture, a new approach, a new point of viewing, and a conflict with our culture.
Mm.
That's just that's just the long and short of it. I mean, for instance, like Fela said, you call a woman a lady, you call a woman, an African woman a woman, she will get angry. She says she wants to be called a lady. Now that's a Western culture. In the days of our parents, if you call a woman, or a lady a woman, she takes pride in it and she feels like you're respecting her. But the reverse is the case now, because the woman wants to wear trousers, she wants to wear the latest jeans, put on the latest hair, and compete with her daughter. So to that effect, there's a culture issue, there's a culture clash in living overseas. The average true African woman would not dress up with her friend and go and sit in a bar and order a bottle of beer. But when you live overseas, it's normal because your Western friend will tell you that there's nothing to it. In fact, it's girls' night out. And of course, 80% of girls' night out, who is the one that give birth to infidelity, equals to, the breakdown in the matrimonial arrangement.
Good. You
So,
mentioned something important, infidelity and the role it plays. Let me get in because we need to be talking terms now, mentioning the issues, concrete issues, because people watching may maybe learn something. Let me bring in Osaino. Osaino, I know you're in Maryland. Osaino, welcome to the show.
Doc, thank you so much.
It's nice to have you. I know that Maryland has a long history of celebrating divorce. Life there is a lot of Nigerians. It's amazing. But tell us, Osaino, what are you seeing there? What is the problem? Why Africans having difficulties in their marriages?
Well, I don't know if you still remember that living in bondage when Paulo was telling Andy. Paulo said, Andy, you did not explain this thing very well to me. So that is exactly what is happening over here. what the Western media is pushing to Africa is that, for instance, that America is, so rosy. You don't have to work. Once you come over here, you go get the best ride, driving, on the streets and having fun. They did not explain to us that when you come over here, you have to work hard, So it now boils down the fact that this place requires two very smart people, a man and a woman, to be able to cohabit and work hard towards achieving a particular goal. So the two problems that we are having here, it's one, infidelity, and second is finances. Finances in the area of how do we manage our money. Are we gonna have a joint account, or are we gonna have a separate account? How do we send money to our people back home? Do we send money to my family? Do I send money to my wife's family? The same equal amount of money? Who is supposed to look after the kids? Who is working? Who is making the money? So these are a lot of things that are involved. On the other side, when it comes to infidelity, our women especially, the younger ones. I heard somebody say that men go down there to marry younger girls. So, and they have this feeling that they prefer 6-footers, like 6 feet guys, and guys that have 6-packs, and also, and not knowing that at the point in time you already 37, you are going down to marry. You no longer have 6-packs. You have only 1 pack at this point in time right now. So, but they will not, once they see you, they want to marry you because you are in America. Everybody wants to marry you. All you have to say, I'm looking for a wife. You will see 10 girls they want to marry. They will see that 1 pack over there when you are there trying to get married. But once they come here, when they see these guys, Americans, most of the time you see Americans 6 feet something, and with their 6-packs. So they start changing. That's what they want right now. Then it becomes a problem.
So why don't you build up your own 6-packs? Why you are here?
You can build 6-packs, but you cannot build height. Somebody like me, I'm operating on 5'4". Can you imagine? So, but when they see this guy see something, their mind start changing. But the problem we are having is, especially, the blame is on our women.
Wait. On our women?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I know there are some women who are interested in joining today. That's why I'm trying to clear the studio so that they will join us, because Osino, you are trying to make it as if it's one-sided.
With this wall.
Yeah. I don't think you can win this war, but I stay there, Osino. Don't go. Don't run away. I'll get some of them to join us. I know there's a Reverend Father who is trying to join us. I know he has done counseling of couples. I think we would like to hear his opinion on what, in general, he's saying. So let me bring in Reverend Cos to join us and give us his input. It will be interesting to hear. The studio is just full. I can't get people in. Cos, can you? Are you with us? Are you in the studio?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, and good evening, everybody.
Yeah.
I kind of paid a very patient attention to the whole discussion, and I think it's very enriching, because everybody who has made a point here said something very valuable, which I think if we look at, then we will surely improve our marriages, because if you don't know what the problem is, you can't even be able to find a solution to the problem. So, looking at my own view, based on some of people I've discussed with over time, borders number one on finances.
Okay.
finances. Sometimes men go to Nigeria to marry a wife on the basis that the person is a doctor, or that the person is a nurse, or that the person has the ability to make money for them here in America. And of course, when the person comes here, there is power that money has, and money sways head, no matter the way you look at it. And maybe sometimes when the girl comes here and starts working, and then the men kind of try to build up an account for her, and then streamline how she spends the money that she makes, and try to put a control, and then maybe block every person that is close to her. Of course, sometimes we survive to do it first year, second year, third year. She would then start having conversations with every other person on how they manage their resources, and then begins to see that she is partly enslaved in her marriage. Then the next thing is freedom. Then she will start speaking some language that is very strange to the husband. Then the word you'll be hearing from the husband: I brought you to America. I made you what you are.
Reverend Cos, can you speak up a little bit? Some people are saying they can't hear you very well. Speak up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me take off the ear.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, it's better. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, do I start from the beginning?
No. Keep going. Keep going. I had you, and
Oh,
most people did. Yeah.
okay. So now by the time they start having conversation with others, then their opinion changes in terms of the marriage. And of course, another part to it is that women have this level of retention, that whatever you do to them, even if you do that to them 10 years ago, they still have it at the back of their minds. They don't forget. Men forget, but women don't forget. And so by the time the person becomes stable, then the person will start telling you what you did 10 years ago that she may have accumulated over the years. And then that becomes a problem in the marriage. There's another part to it. I think because I saw the other people went towards women and said that women are the problem. So that's why I'm now going to the side of the men now. Now, sometimes I think we try to equate marriage in America with marriage in Nigeria. In Nigeria, women don't make money. In Nigeria, more or less, the men make money and then take care of the women. Then the women take care of the children. But in America, women make money, men make money. But we still want to have the same structure where marriage is controlled single-handedly by men. Because we said that he who pays the piper dictates the tune. But when you're not paying the piper, then you cannot be dictating the tune 100%. Then there should be some kind of middle or some kind of balance that we strike in the relationship. But when you now think, okay, she went to work, very tired, did 12 hours and came back. Then you went to work, did 8 hours and came back. And then she came back very tired. And you still want her to go to the kitchen, prepare food for you, set it on the table, bring water for you to wash your hands, and then send it back and all that and all that. She may do it at the beginning, but at a point in time, being humans that we are, then you see some level of stubbornness in her. Then, depending on how you are able to manage the crisis, if you as a man did not read the psychology of that woman and then find a way of handling the crisis, then the marriage may go sour. Another thing is, if sometimes women love what they hear. The words you say to them sticks to their mind. Some of them, if you castigate them and make them feel low, make them feel worthless, they hold to those words. But if you boost their morale, tell them how good they are, no matter what you do, they will always find reasons to forgive and all that. So I think crisis in marriage are so many reasons, but every marriage is individualized. It all depends on you and how you're able to manage your partner. No marriage is the same.
Yeah.
It's about two different people with different concepts to life and their ability to manage their situation.
All right. Thank you so much. I will have to get some people out of the studio so that we get there. Some women that are trying to join us. I'll come to you, John Abba. Um, based on what Reverend Cost said, what is the final point from your end so that I will get other people in. You can join us later on.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, Reverend is very right. But he's very right. I think everybody have gone straight to the point. But what I'm trying to say is that it go both ways in terms of the women and the men. Like I stated earlier in the conversation that we cannot have the Western world lifestyle combined or confused with Nigerian or African culture way of life. Like the Reverend said that we can men not only, to be honest, in Nigeria right now, women make more money than men too, because where men will not have a job, where women we have in Nigeria right now, but we have that kind of respect for the women have that kind of respect for men. For instance, I give you a life experience now before I go. Um, One of my auntie married to a man that cheat a lot. So he went and told the mother that my husband is cheating so much, I can't even bear it. And the man has some money. And the woman say, are you not lucky? Shut up. Me, I married for your father married four wives. His father also married four wives, and then you are complaining of the cheating, and he can take care of the children without also consider the fact that this cheating can also bring disease and all of that that can shorten the life of her own daughter if the man do not protect herself. So there are many factors. I will join you guys later on.
Thank you so much, Janaba. I have new people that joined me. Okija, Ekene, welcome. And Basil, are you ready to contribute now, or should I continue with other people? Basil, are you there? Okay, I think you are out of the studio. Ekene, welcome to the conversation.
Oh, thank you very much. When I watch on TV, I saw some guys wearing white, so I changed my clothes to white because I think this has become a service.
You want
This has become a service.
You want
This
peace?
has become a church service, and also probably next week we're gonna have Holy Communion.
You want peace?
Yeah. No, because I mean this is a very a difficult conversation to have, and it's contentious.
What is it
Men will
difficult?
say it's difficult because I mean, for instance, okay, I know we're talking about marriage. Marriage. What is marriage? We don't even know what is marriage. Why do people get married? It depends. I mean, like in the olden days, like people get married not out of love. People get married. There are so many reasons to get married: out of convenience, economic reasons, political reasons. So but right now, this age, we've have kind of reduced marriage to be like something that is out of love. You love someone, you have to marry someone because you love someone. People get married, for so many reasons. So that's what first of all, that's what we have to decide. Why are you getting married? And then also, if you get, for instance, in Nigeria situation, a lot of Nigerians are religious, either Christians, Muslims, and then we have the other people. There is Christian marriage, and there is traditional marriage, Muslim marriage also. If you are getting married, what do you want out of it? Do you want to base your marriage or based on your tradition, or do you want to base it on your culture? I mean, culture, tradition, and then your religion. Then if you're in the West, that's a different set of marriage, a different type of marriage they have in the West. What do you want to do? Do you want to do a hybrid, or do you want to do, your culture, if you're Igbo, if you want to do an Igbo marriage, or do you want to do a hybrid, or do you want to do a Christian marriage? So because they're all different, they are not the same.
But do people have option when they go to the West? Like when they leave Africa?
Of course, Yeah,
Can you stay in
yeah.
Boston and say that you want to have the traditional African marriage?
It depends. The two people. You have to negotiate. What we want out of this. Marriage is just like business, just like in the West. When they get divorced, it's 50-50. They split it into 50-50. So it's like a kind of a acquisition or kind of like a amalgamation. Two companies joining together.
All
So
right.
you have to negotiate what do you want in this marriage. Then from there, then you have to determine, because like I've seen this situation where like a lot of African women, when it favors them, they will say, "Oh, you are the man of the house." We Africans. You have to like do like an African man. But when it doesn't favor her, she say, "Oh, we're in the West. This is America or this is Canada." Like you have to negotiate these things, before you start,
Okay.
so you don't have problems.
All right. All right. We will get back to you. This comment I want to read. Somebody said that let's talk about the epidemic of men who are unable to provide for their families and have practically given up. What should the women do? I really I'm looking for an opportunity. I got a lot of messages from women who wanted to join us. I want to hear their viewpoint. Most of the time, the people we have here are men, and I know that that's not the whole picture. Osino, let me come back to you. So you had a response from different people, and people actually, I think, reacted to what you said. Do you think that there were things you said that were not really the actual position? That
No,
women.
no, no, no. No, not really. I still maintain my grounds because I know what I'm talking about. I'm taking an example for Nigerian women. So this guy goes down to that place, goes down to Nigeria, marries you, come over here, and try to encourage you to do nothing, because that is the only thing that makes sense over here, especially for women. You can't go to IT. You cannot compete with these kids that are born here in IT. So naturally, we to nursing, right? And then you become an RN. Maybe this guy is a cab driver or is a security officer. For most Nigerians over here, at a lower level. So, and perhaps he pays for the school fees for your nursing school and everything. And so when you finish this, you become an RN and you start making $80,000 per annum, for instance, and then you start bossing him around, but if you look on the other side, like the Indian women, they are the people that are really making money. They are making up to 200 to 300,000 per annum, but they are still humble, to their husband. They still maintain their culture. They still wear their clothes. But you from Nigeria, you come over, you start making your $80,000 as an RN. Everything changes from that point. You start becoming Americanized. You start, telling your husband, oh, you can cook also. You can take care of the kids also. It's not like that back home. Remember when where we come from, it's not like that. Even if back home, even if you have to work, you still have to do those chores that that women do. You understand? But once you come over here, everything, once you start making that $80,000, you see things start changing. You start becoming a different person altogether. That's where the problem comes from most of the time. Stop bossing your husband around. You now forget, you are now the person who is wearing the pants in the relationship. It's not supposed to be like that. That's what I'm saying. And I know that the women that are on this show, they know what I'm talking about. Even at that level of your 80,000 per annum, you can still talk to your husband nicely. You still know that your husband is the head of the family. Two captains cannot be in a boat at the same time. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Osino. There's something Osino talked about, which is role who plays what role in a relationship, especially in the West, where we don't have the traditional African structure. Ovie, I don't know if you have experience, and someone talked about. Osino also talked about nurses. I have 3 nurses who were supposed to join us in this conversation. I don't know if you guys have intimidated them from joining. I hope they still join. I want to hear from women. Ovie, what are you thinking?
I think we also have to take the fact that
I have three nurses who were supposed to
um,
join us in this conversation.
Someone
Know if you
can
guys have
you mute
intimidated them
yourself
from
if you
joining. I hope they
if
still
you
join. Okay, go ahead. Okay, all right, go ahead, Ovie.
yeah, we should also consider the fact that in America, for instance, favors the laws and pretty much everything tradition favors women the more. So the more an average Nigerian woman, for instance, begin to tap into that freedom or that willpower that the government afford her, it becomes very hard for the typical African man, Nigerian man, to actually come in reckoning with that. Again, back home, the traditions, religion, and even the political scene is against in favor that of a man than a woman more. So you can see the difference where the environment they find themselves actually contribute to the success and the downfall of the marriage. It just women are really powerful, whether I like it or not here, especially here in America. They have a lot of power, and once that's especially the Yoruba tradition, that double, just like the example that Abraya is trying to paint. You expect a woman to come back from work just like you, and you expect her to go into the kitchen and cook, and also there humanity. I mean, in America, that is not. It's either you accept it or not. As I say, gradually creep into your way of existing as far you live here. Because the more the woman start going and start meeting her friends, meeting other people, know that this is not actually normal. She will begin to adjust. So, culture yes plays a lot, and the sheer power that the law afford the woman here, and the power that the tradition afford the man in Nigeria comes to clash most of the time.
That's a very good point. And I want to mention this comment that somebody shared with us about Asians. So, that I was trying to talk about Asians, and he said that Odion said that you're giving an example with them that they have division of labor, and that men make sacrifices, but our men are not making those kind of sacrifices, but it's saying again how our men are raised. Ralph just joined us. Ralph, welcome to the show.
Greetings, Doctor.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm well. I had to go prepare myself for this.
Yes.
I saw the headline. I was like, "Jay, let me go comb my beer for this one."
We're going to Wayne, don't go because they mentioned nurses. I know you are practicing. So I want to hear what the women are telling you because Osino just threw the women nurses under the bus. Raf, go ahead.
Well, for me, I always find this funny when people say the laws favor women in America, and I say, in my little time that I've been here, I know people. I know that my Kogi brother in Minnesota. I know my one Igbo boy that I helped in Texas. I know someone in a Ghanaian boy also in Texas. Well, he was stationed in Virginia. And I know a bunch of men all around America. All have gotten divorced. All have custody of their children. The law favors men. Now, if you have committed crime, is different. Wait, my land. If you are a shitty man, if you be man when they take care of your house, the law will catch you. If you be man when they go talk for court, and I have an example of one who, he went and brought woman from Nigeria. The woman came with pregnancy. The story I was told was that she came with pregnancy. They got into a fight in the Navy, waiting. But when they called police, my brother said, I told them I did not do anything, no. I did not do anything, no. But she wrote statements, charged him, and I called him. I said, my brother, settle with her. Let us have meeting. We'll have lawyers. Settle. He said, one prophet called me from Nigeria. This. She won't charge me. She loves me. Okay. When they got to court, this woman brought witnesses. Everything. That's how you win cases in America. You present your story. This guy was saying, but I did not do anything. No, that's what which Oibo understand that thing in court. You can't be bringing that nonsense that you say the law favor woman. It's a matter of who can tell your story in the court of law. It's not the law favor anybody. Who can tell your story? And we need to stop this thing of the law favor. Law don't favor anybody. The law favors men because men make the laws. It's just recently we started having women in the power in as House of Assemblies, in national assemblies, in House of Reps, in Senate. How many women have we had in history of America? So it's men who've been making the laws over time, all since America was made. But we keep saying the law favor women just because a few women have beaten us in court. Then we can't take that defeat because we are so the ego. They pain us. They pain us. Say, "I we lose this small money." My friend, go and set your house in order and beat any woman in court if you want. If your house is in order.
Ralph, can I interject?
Okay.
This is where I'm coming from here. I think you will agree with me that every man desire is to have not every man, but majority of men wants to have as many women as they can.
No, every man, but
in Nigeria, listen,
the thing is, you want to chop your cake, you want to eat them. That's what I know.
Let me make my point.
That's
let me make my point.
I know.
A Nigerian, and I'm using Nigeria because we'll be Nigerian. I've been married 2, 3, 4 wives, right there, legally. In America, men don't have that opportunity, and awaiting women won't be that.
I disagree. Have you heard of the Mormons? Utah, state of Utah, Mormons. Yeah. You can marry more than one wife in the state of Utah. No, they bring law. People they will submit law. The United States is 50 countries.
Okay.
You live in New York. Where in Nigeria you don't feel marry more than one wife?
Okay, hold on. Let me.
I mean, even in the West, people marry like in UK. Yeah, it's legal under Sharia law. People marry more than one wife.
Okay, let's get
in US here. You can be married to more than one wife, but not legally.
Okay, let's go to Wayne. Let's hear from Wayne. We'll come back to the people who want to marry more than one wife and hear from them. But Wayne, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
I am a nurse, so when you guys touched on nurses, my antennas went up.
Mm-hmm.
So just last Sunday, the topic of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock came up at work, and I was outnumbered 5 women to just me, and every one of them said, if my husband would not stand up for me in public, I'll put him out of the house. I was shocked. 2 African women with 3 American women. They said, if he wouldn't defend me in public, I'll put him out. And I said, what kind of men do you have? Did you pick up these men homeless that you can just put them out of the house? I think when it comes to African marriage, or marriage anywhere, your financial strength as a man, puts you at an advantage. Having said that, I want to talk about my colleagues who make money, perception of money, and the Western world. You cannot. I think the most disappointing thing you can do to a human being is to control or seek to control or think that you can control a human being. Thank you, brother, for saying that. I was married before. I am on my 2nd marriage, and I had custody of my child from the 1st marriage because I went to court and I told my story factually, and I got custody of that child. You have to, as a person, make peace with yourself. And we've talked about this. Rudy and I have a little history. We knew each other when our children started saying, "I love you, Dad," and we started warning ourselves to say, "Brace up for when they'll say, 'I hate you, Dad,'" and they do.
Yeah.
So brace up for when that woman, comes from Nigeria. The first 6 months, she's waiting for her papers. She has all the time in the world to wash your clothes, put your food on the table. I used to go into the kitchen. My wife would say, no, 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 leave. She'll get so upset. And I said, okay, I'll go and sit. And she'll serve me as a Nigerian man, like my brother gets served in Nigeria. But these days, she appreciates me getting into the kitchen. She loves it. I'm a better cook, though. Okay? But she loves it.
Hey, me.
It relieves her.
Mm.
So, my brothers, that's another part of it. Somebody thinks, okay, this woman comes from Nigeria, they're going to be in total submission. They are not. When they learn the ropes, they have their dreams. I think for Nigerian men, I heard a woman pastor in Nigeria say something in the lines of, when a man came for you, that was his dream. When you come into a man's life, support the man's next dream. And this is something we need to get very clear to our women that, okay, now that you've come, my next plan after I married you was to build a house in Nigeria. You came into a house, and now this is your opportunity to be partners in my next big project. If you lay down the projects like that, lay out the plans and make them part of the plan, I, I, you know, I think you will have some level of cooperation. Not everybody is the same, but money does not change women. I don't think so. Is the perception of control or loss of control thereof that would change them. What they hear at work. Like I said, I had 2 African women, 3 American women, and the African women jumped in. Yes, I'll put him out. And I was shocked. One of them, I know the husband. I know them too well. And I was imagining my friend being put out of the house. They learn, they hear, but if you start from home, when these people come in and lay out the plan and say, this is how you and I will work together, it could make it easier, may not change everything. Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne. I like your mature.
This is my brother. I want to have a say.
Now,
Yeah.
I want to hear everybody speak. We're talking about marriage, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
But he said something crazy.
Mm.
You said money don't what?
Mm.
Don't make the marriage right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why you think that? Because what you just explained, you need to reverse everything you just said. That was not good. That's in your mind.
Who are you referring to? Tell us your name first. Let's know who you are.
I tell you by the ring.
Your name, just say. Tell them your name.
My name is Mario.
Mario.
I tell you by the ring.
Okay.
How can you buy frames? Let's say she want to go shopping. You think she gonna want to explain yourself, man? I'm talking to the guy with the glass, the other guy, the bottom guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not me.
Okay, hold on. I think you're talking about Raf, or is it Raf or you're about
The last speaker, the guy
okay.
on the first guy
with the hat.
Okay. Wayne.
I did not say marriages don't work. I did not say so. No.
No, you said it's not. You said money is not important in about marriage.
No, money is important. Money is important. I think the most misquoted Bible passage when people say money is the root of all evil, I say no. The Bible says money is the root, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Do you believe in yourself?
Okay. Hold on. Let me control this now. I need to have control. Let me bring in a new voice. We have a new voice who is joining us. Dr. Dixon Ojukwu. Dixon, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Damaji.
Now, Dixon, Dr. Dixon Ojukwu is also a pastor. So let's hear from a perspective of someone who.
He's going where he's at.
He's gonna come.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll come back to that.
No, you need to know.
Okay.
This is why I speak, because what he said.
Okay, all right, we get to that. Dixon, welcome to the show. Tell us where you're joining us from. I don't know where in the world you are now.
Well, thank you, everybody. I'm joining from Liverpool, United Kingdom.
Okay. Okay, so you've been hearing our conversation. We are looking at marriages of Africans abroad, whether they are in UK or in America or in anywhere outside of Africa. What are the dynamics you are seeing over there in the UK, and what do you think is the reason why divorce rate is very high?
Well, there could be a lot of reasons. I I see some of them as being forgetting some of the values that we were brought up with right from home. You know, respect for one another and the fear of God. Bringing the fear of God as we get into our marriage, especially when we are home in Nigeria, in Africa. You find out that most of us who are grounded in the things of God, as we get into the city, we are carried away by the need for us to make ends meet and by the life that we are witnessing in the cities on the new in the parts of the world where we find ourselves. And we'll find out that we have relegated God and the values that guide godly marriage to the background, and we hardly had any time for God. And I think that's one of the main reasons why a lot of families are going into disintegration. And I think we need to bring back the values that we were brought up, the values that are inclined in God's word. That's my view.
Okay, so can you one of the things identified as we are talking is that some African men, when they come abroad, they still want to enjoy the privileges that they had in Africa, or their parents had in Africa, their fathers had in Africa, while they live outside of Africa. But they don't want to accept the responsibilities that their parents or their fathers uh, had when they were in Africa. So, for instance, it's pointed out that people expect the woman to share in paying the bills. Um, at the same time, you want them to be submissive. I see a lot of comments here about people expecting women, talking about Muslim women being submissive to their husbands, but that African women are not. And people mention that African women work 2 jobs and 3 jobs, and they come back home, the man expects her to go to the kitchen and cook. So what are you seeing? These practical things. How can people navigate these practical things to be able to have a family that is basically strong and healthy?
I think life overseas has a lot of challenges, and we need to actually bring that into recognition when we're talking about raising families overseas. The truth is that our women are human beings like men. So when you find out that, especially in Africa, we have our women surrounded with a lot of help and a lot of assistance while performing their role as wives in the homes. And most times in Africa, you find out that the men are always providing and the women are back home taking care of the children. But when you look at the life overseas, when we are outside Africa, the demand is placed on the family to make sure that they put food on the table. And sometimes it's not just the man's ability to put food on the table that is not sustainable sometimes. And as such, the women get into being involved in going out there to fend for the family. So when they come back, you find out that we need to look at the issue of tradition and then bring in some reasoning, along the line. The man should be able to get inside and help. Because let's look at it. If the wife we're talking about is our sister, how would we feel like if our sister is in a marriage, he goes to work in the morning and comes back and they're expected to go to the kitchen, and some of them are working too hard, especially, I don't know, in the US, but in the UK, people go out in the morning and come back late in the evening. And when they come back, not the challenges they face at work is not even like that they're being pampered at work. There's a lot of stress that they go through. So when they come back, it's expected that the man and the woman should all put effort together to help the home run, because you need to take your wife as if it's your sister, or so, especially for those who grew up in places where love reigns. You know, we help our loved ones at home to be able to make the home run. So I think one of the ways we can help to make our homes run overseas is to be able to come to the point where we realize that, you know, some roles are not responsible, are not dedicated or kept strictly for some women to do. For example, sometimes my wife comes back and I'm working from home, and before she comes back, I try to get something ready for us to be able to eat. And some of the time we are done with cooking, and I just felt like it's not just a slave; it's my wife, it's my second half. So what do? I help and wash the plates. It does not remove anything from me as a man. Actually, makes my man being a man in the house to be much more appreciated, because I think for us we need to be fair with one another. That's one of the things I think should be another way to look at it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Dixon. Osano, okay, go ahead, go ahead. But I want
sorry,
before,
Dr. Dameji, sir.
okay,
Hello?
can I hold on before you go, can I
Can
just
you hear
want
me?
to say, yeah, I can hear you. I want to say that I have a lot
Hello?
of people in the studio. Can we can hear you. Hold on, okay. I have a lot of people in the studio, and people are trying to get in. So if you are not talking, and I will start kicking
Okay.
people out.
Sorry, because I think you know the
Excuse me.
problem. Hello.
Yeah.
Is it my?
Can I
Hello?
you? Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you.
I
Go ahead. Go
think
ahead.
one of the problems we in this discussion. Hello.
Yeah, we can. Okay.
Oh, okay. So people were talking about as chore. I don't think chore is the problem, because there's.
Okay. I'm just gonna pick it up from there. Exactly what he was trying to say. Rudolph, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Exactly what I'm trying to say. I hate it when we use chores as excuses. You know, I mean, over here in America, um, machine, machines do most of the things. The machines wash the clothes. We have dishwashers. You can put the plates in the dishwasher. The dishwasher will wash the dish. And a very smart, intelligent woman can come. You can arrange yourself. Know how. We're talking about cooking right now. You can cook on weekends and put the food in the freezer or in the fridge, and you dish it out from there. So it's not really a big thing. And you know that the way our parents train us, most men here, they don't really know how to boil water, to be honest with you. So we rely on the women, to provide our food. So, but we cannot continue to use that as an excuse. A smart woman can cook on weekends, put the food inside the freezer, and everybody will dish it out from there. So let's not continue to use the house chores as excuses that our women are tired, and they deliberately don't want to help the man, because they started making this money that we are talking about. They want to be the boss right now. They want to be in charge. They want to determine what is going on in the house. They don't want to be the woman they are supposed to be in the house. They want to be the boss right now. That's the problem. The chores are not the problem. The chores are taken care of by the machines. So we can't come here and start saying, oh, they come back from work, they are very tired. Do you know what men do when they go outside? Do you know the kind of challenges they are facing when they go outside?
Alex, no, Alexi, Osano, how is that different from what the challenges women face? Do they have a different world? Are they living in a different world when they go outside? Is it not the same thing?
It's not something. I know you can see that the women right now, they are claiming equal work for equal pay. It's not the same thing.
Oh, okay. Let's use you as an example. What is different between if a woman is doing the same thing you are doing? What is the difference? Do you do more?
Of course, I do more. They call me for other things apart from what I'm doing. If I'm working with a woman, I'm the one who is in charge of the whole field. I'm the one who is. They call me for other things. They call me to go and move the items from the truck. They don't call women for it. When there is snow, they don't tell the woman to go and shovel the snow in front of the house.
Yeah, but what if on a shift there is no man at all? Wouldn't they be done? wouldn't somebody go and pick something out from the
So
truck?
that's why you find out that most of the time they schedule it that they have a man and on the shift most of the time.
But I think that is not the equality they are asking for, though. That is not the
Excuse
kind
me
of
there.
equality, though.
Excuse me, what are you talking about? What do you mean that's not the equality?
That is not the type of equality they are asking for. If I might be, if I'm qualified to speak for women.
No, they say equal work for equal pay. That's what they are talking about.
Of course. I
Equal
mean,
work for
don't
equal
they deserve equal? Are you, as a doctor who is qualified to do what you are doing, and a woman who is also qualified, don't you guys deserve the same pay?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. That most of the time I do other things that are out of my job
Description.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. You can say that you are not going to do it. It's not in your job description. Let them get somebody that will do that.
Exactly.
Then you'll be termed that you are not a team player. They said that you are not a team player.
It sounds like you have some issues to figure out with your job, sir. Because
all right,
a woman's fault.
all right, all of you men, you have to hold on. I have finally we have a woman who is joining us, and so let's hear from, and she's also a nurse. Helen, please, can you turn on your camera so that we can hear you, and see you, so that all these men that have been running their mouths, they will now keep quiet. Hi, Helen, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
How are y'all?
Good. Helen is joining us from Dallas. Helen, welcome. I don't know how much you've watched, but we are talking about relationships in America. And can you give us your inputs, please?
Well, relationships are hard,
And marriages too.
You really don't want me talking about that.
No, we want to hear your viewpoint, because we've been hearing from men all the time, and they also talked about nurses. I know you're a nurse, so what is your viewpoint? Why is it that it's difficult for Africans when they are in America or in the UK?
Because I think the expectations are too much. If you expect me to cook you 3 square meals and I'm working night shift, and then we have a problem. Whatever you're expecting of a wife, I'm not able to deliver if I have to work, I have 3 kids, so there's a lot of expectations that we have, and I'm not just saying men have expectations on women, but also women have expectations on men that are not, we need some balance. I think we lack balance. And then, you come from wherever you come from. I'm from Kenya, and you start earning this money, and then I feel like sometimes women, when we have earning power, and I hope no other women I think when we get to a point where we're financially independent, and for us women, I think coming from Africa, we have more opportunities than the guys to women can do anything and make money. Let's be honest. For the guys, tradition and just I see like women are able to hustle better in the US than men, especially because you can be a CNA, you can clean houses, you can be babysitter, you can do all these other things. But with men, if your expectations of your career don't work out, then there's a problem, So I feel like when we start making money, and then you're in a relationship where you don't have good communication and understanding from a man, and they're expecting you to do this and that, and yet you're working 2 jobs and taking care of the children, then there's lack of balance, there's misunderstanding, and then there's a breakdown of a relationship.
All right. Thank you so much, Helen. I like that. Helen, you said it's important to have women. Helen brought a part of it that we have not discussed, which is communication. There's a breakdown in communication most of the time. And it does sometimes lead to violence. And that's something we talk about in another conversation. Helen, if you can touch on that, I know that in Kenyan community, just like in Nigerian communities, we find sometimes when what we're talking about, we think it's a joke. If it breaks down, it leads to serious issues and people die. So what we're talking about is actually a serious topic, even though we take it lightly. There are cases of people who are in separation and then somebody flips. Most of the time is a man, and it leads to violence against women. So we're actually having an important conversation. So how is it playing out in the Kenyan community, Helen? Can you tell us what do you see as the major reason why these things are happening more than is happening in Kenya? Relationship breakdowns.
I think marriage right now is the is really under attack. I don't know why, because the more the technology, the availability of different things that people can watch, see. I don't know. The world has become a big world in a way. And I think the availability of too much information coming in, then we have too many mentors, good and bad. As women, you see, hey, I would rather be like so and so. Why am I, we have counselors at the tip of our hands, people saying, hey, leave your husbands, you can do better by yourself, and da da da. So then the other issue about violence, I mean, if somebody's if they threaten to kill you, they're gonna kill you. So run. Don't look back.
All right, thank you so much. Let me come to Helen is now with us. So if you have a question for her, you can actually ask her. Let me come to you, Ekene. What do you wanted to say something before? I know your system went off.
Yeah. Actually, I was great because the pastor was saying something about chore because people have said that too so much. Just like when I came to America for the first time, usually Americans they talk about the toilet. He used the toilet. He didn't put the seat down. I said that's not the problem. What is wrong with put the toilet seat down if it's up. Put it down. It's like it's when love is lacking in a relationship. That's when people start picking up issues. Like for instance, I'm talking like okay, I was born in a Christian home. My orientation is Christian orientation. If I want to have a marriage, probably I have to I have to build a marriage based on my Christianity and some part of my culture and put them together. Now, people have said so many things. If you are looking for someone to spend the rest of your life with, you have to be careful. You can't just pick anybody. You have to, look for someone who has the same values. I know people change, but at least try to get someone who has the same values. Because if you don't have the same values, that's when you start having problems. Like if you have the same values, okay, for instance, people who are Christians, if they have the same values, like love. What is the definition of love? Love endures all things. Love bears all things. I've had a family, a woman who married a man, and the people were telling this woman to leave that man. She was saying that she saw herself, like she's here on a mission that God sent her to this man. So whatever the man was doing, she was bearing it because that, she saw that as a mission. That's a value, the value she took upon. So I think when people will start when there's no love, people start having issues. There's nothing wrong, if you cook for somebody for the rest of your life, can't you? I mean, when you're cooking, don't you eat? That food you're cooking, are you not eating that food? So why are you complaining about
hold on. Let's hear from Dorothy. She's joining us. Please tell us where you're joining us from and your contribution.
Okay, hi, my name is Dorothy. I'm joining you guys from Michigan.
Michigan, good. Nice,
I don't even know. I don't even know this group. I just saw that on my phone and started listening.
Now
But
you know.
what triggered me, I had to call the person that sent it to me.
Yeah.
So can you hear me and see me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can see you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What triggered me is what the last guy, oh my God.
No, we can hear you. Go ahead. Oh, okay. You muted yourself. Dorothy, you muted yourself. Okay. All right. We are going to get her back. The last speaker triggered her. I hope the last speaker knows who he is.
I wanted to hear what Dorothy.
Yeah.
Dorothy was coming with fire. I wanted to
Oh
hear.
yeah, exactly. So we are going to get her back whenever she comes back.
Come back, Dorothy.
Yeah.
Come back.
All of you that have been running your mouth now that the women are here. Okay, so Dr. Dixon, you I don't know if you went out a little bit. Did you hear what?
I changed the device. Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead. So do you have anything to add to the conversation? Helen touched on the issue of communication, and a lot of people are agreeing with her on the comment section. There's this saying that men do not know how to communicate. Osino is laughing. I think Osino maybe the assumption is that this is automatic thing that people should understand you, but sometimes I think it's something that has to be learned. And a lot of people make some comments about the way we were brought up at home. Men were brought up in Africa. It's a factor in how the difficulties we have in navigating this new world. So any insight on that, Dixon? Oh, Dorothy is back. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's get Dorothy. Okay, Dorothy.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm so sorry. My husband was calling me, so it triggered me off. So like I was saying, what triggered me to speak and join this group, like I don't even know, is the speech of the guy. I don't know, the one that was saying, even at work, they still call me. Okay.
Oh yeah. That's Osino. That's Osino.
So
Yeah, I can point to.
Sorry. Can you see what I'm going through?
That's what women are dealing with. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I just came in now from work. I left home at 6. I was at work from 6 o'clock till now. You can see I'm still wearing my scrub. I'm a nurse too. My husband is also a nurse. Okay. So we have 4 kids. Remember, you're saying that, okay, it's not a matter of chores. It's not a matter of this. You can cook and put in the fridge and just get it out and dish. What's wrong? What's the big deal? Everything in America is being done by the machine. You put the plate in the dishwasher, you get your clothes in the machine. Everything does it by machine does everything. Is the machine going to pick up your clothes from dirty hamper and put in there? Is the machine going to get it out from there and fold it for you? Is the machine going to get those plates out and dry them and put them where it's supposed to be? Mind you, this person is coming back from work just like you. She is a human being. As you're coming back from work tired, she is also coming back from work tired. She comes home. I have 3-4 kids. They have homework. They have assignment. Like my 2 kids that are here, they have tests tomorrow. I come back home, take a shower, start working on their homework, making sure they grab all they're supposed to grab and go to work tomorrow and go to school tomorrow and take their test, right? And you still have to do other home projects for the schools. You still have to keep the kids up like they're supposed to be. I just want to tell you that Nigeria is different from abroad. Life in abroad is different from life in Nigeria. In Nigeria, you have your families, you have sisters and brothers that will help you. Here, you don't have anybody. You're just here by yourself. Yeah, it's you and your husband. If both of you don't agree together to work together, nothing is gonna work. Like my husband was just calling me. He said, "I'm going to Patel Brothers to buy something." He got off from work just like I got off from work. He's going to get something, going to do some grocery, knowing that there are things that we lack at home. So he's coming back. Maybe by the time he comes back, I'll make food or do something that we have. If he comes home and sees me with the kids, he can go in the kitchen and help out. He vacuums the house. He washes dishes. I have dishwasher, but my kids, I don't let them use dishwasher. I make them wash clothes one at a time.
Broken.
I can show you. This one is 8. The other one is 10. Because I want them to learn how to wash plates like we do in Nigeria. And one day, you know what they asked me? Since you said that we have to wash it by hand just for us to learn. We've learned. Why can't we start using the dishwasher? I say, yes, you've learned, but I still want you to wash it with hand. You never know where life can take you. Tomorrow, if you find yourself where there's no dishwasher, I need you to survive. So I need you to understand that woman is not your slave. That woman is your soulmate. That woman is your second half. If you feel tired coming back to work, put your shoe in that woman's position. Know that that she is also tired. Yes, you pointed out that most of Nigerian men don't even know how to boil water. Condition makes crayfish bend. If you come to America or go to any Western world and you don't know how to boil water, start learning how to do it. You can call her and say, honey, teach me how to do this. How do you do this? How do you boil water? You don't do it with anything but with your hands. You wash it with your hands. You boil water with your hands. You cook with your brain and your hand. You have the same thing that the women have. That doesn't mean I'm telling the women to disrespect their husband. No, they still respect their husband. Like I still cook. When my husband comes, I still make food and we eat. If I'm busy, he goes in and fill the gap. So I don't want, because even though sometimes when you're at work, they call you, oh, can you come do this? Can you come do this? It's not because the women don't know how to do those things, but because maybe you have the strength more than them to do it. I know for like you said, when we have like few men or maybe a man in the midst of women at work, they tend to ask the men to do most of the things. Yes, you have the right to say, I'm drowning. I'm trying to finish this. I'm trying to finish it. Can I do it later or this? Or I don't feel like doing it. Like someone said, yes, they're going to tell you it's not your job. You can tell them, like, I don't want to do it. And you said they're going to say you're not a team player. You're not a team player because you didn't do their job. You can explain to them very well, this. So when you come home, don't expect your wife. I hope you're not expecting your wife to do everything because you don't know how to boil water. That's going to bring problem. And you're going to say, oh, she's a Nigerian woman. She come here, she do this. No.
Okay. Let me thank you so much, Dorothy, for this intervention.
I mean, initially when I was watching you guys, I was like, why can't no women join this? And then I saw one woman, and then I heard this guy talking. I'm like, does he even know what he's talking about? Your wife is dying, suffering, body aches and everything, and you talking. It's not hard. Just get it out from the fridge and microwave. It's getting out from the fridge. She already cooked it. Why can't you get it out from the fridge and microwave?
Okay. Let me. I'm going to let Osaino defend himself, but I can say that Osaino is my man. I know him. He's just playing the devil's advocate. I know his wife. I know the family. So it's not the way I know he's playing now. He's pulling some people.
I hope he is.
No, he is.
Where Dorothy did, I go send a t-shirt.
let me respond.
Yeah, Osaino respond. Yeah.
It depends on the type of man that you are married. Take for instance myself. I help out with my kids' homework. You understand? Okay. So good. Once I come home, I ask everybody, let me see what you are doing. Have you done your homework? Anywhere you have a problem, bring it to me. I'm gonna look at it. We solve it. So it depends. I'm sorry if you are married a cab driver that doesn't know how to solve X plus Y is equals to 2, solve the equation.
I said, he is a nurse. He helps with homework. He mops the toilet. He cooks food. He does everything like I do. He helps with homework. He's a nurse too. So he's not a cab driver.
I'm not referring to you, please.
I understand you, but I want to make it clear to you. You don't expect your woman to do everything.
I'm talking in general terms. I'm not referring to you. I don't really.
I understand. I understand.
So,
and I'm not trying to be mad. I'm not trying to be mad at you. I'm not trying to be mad at you, but you just triggered me to say something.
All
and
right.
Like the guy said, the guy next to in the bottom with glasses, he said, "Love your wife." You guys should. I love how he was speaking. And the whole of everything is love. When you love that person, you know that we are together. We are together in everything, both financial, both work and home, both everything. Raising your kids. If you guys are not together, mind you that those kids are watching you, how you guys are behaving. And that's how they're going to pick it up and grow up in their own homes. So whatever you do, we quarrel. I quarrel with my husband too. But if I'm quarreling with him, if you come to my house, you wouldn't know. If you get into my house, you wouldn't know that there's anything between us. But when that person leaves, then we can talk. So these kids are seeing you. Don't do anything in front of these kids. Watch your behaviors.
Thank you, Dorothy. I want to.
You don't disappear. You have won.
Okay. No. I don't. Nobody won. Nobody lost. Let me ask you. I know you're aware of. I don't know. You're aware. Most people in America were aware of where there is conflict, especially when the woman is a nurse and the man is doing any other regular job. What do you think is responsible for that conflict? And sometimes it leads to violence, and we have so many cases of that in America. Have you looked at that? I mean, as someone, most of the victims are women who are nurses. What do you think is responsible for that?
Well, so most of you pointed out, there are so many factors into it. Number one, I can say, is the stress. Stress in Western world is too much. Because when you are stressed out, you are operating out of your senses. Number two, I can say, is the individual, the type of person the person is. I know we're coming from Nigeria. Don't come to America to learn from other bad people. What kind of gang do you follow? What kind of group do you join? Do you join the group to show off, or you join the group to be who you are? I'm not trying to show off, but look at me. Let me show you this. I'm sorry. I'm going to show you guys this. It's not anything. This is just this is my scapula. I've been wearing this from Nigeria. I wore it coming to America. Sometimes they'll be looking at my neck. What is that? Not that they don't know it, but you came to America and you're still wearing this. Yes, I'm still wearing it. That is me. I don't care where I go. I don't care the type of friend I follow, but this is me. So most women, the same thing as men, when they come to the Western world, they want to belong. They forget who they are, or they don't want to be who they are. And that's another thing that is causing problems. So the woman will now go and join the high ladies group. And then maybe wants the family or the husband to meet the expectations of that group, which maybe then financially they're not up to. And then the woman failed to understand that this is our, level, financial level, that we cannot afford that. Then it becomes a problem. Some women will now, the main thing is, who are you? Do you know who you are? Are you contented with what you have? Don't look at people. You don't come to America to compete with nobody. Very good. I mean, it's just individual. Then maybe family upbringings, and another thing maybe stress. And some people, another thing is, some people like to, in terms of finance, I want to have my own bank account. I want to have this account, this and that. They want to have that because some of them have been treated, really, really bad by our Nigerian men, trying to claim to them that, yes, I am the man, and then I can use the money however I want. And when it comes to the woman to use money or there's anything, they try to checkpoint the woman. So then you're forcing this woman to an angle whereby she's going to say, I want to have my own bank account. And then when she says, I want to have my own bank account, it's going to become a problem. Or some people say, don't have joint account with your husband, this and that. Everything depends on how you guys, arrange, organize, understand each other.
All right, Dorothy, thank you so much. I know that I'm seeing Helen. It looks like she wants to run, but I wanted to get her view on Kenyan men. Are they well adjusted?
I just want to say goodbye to you all. I'm leaving. I have another Zoom by 8 o'clock that I need to join.
Okay.
I really enjoyed you guys. The guy that I spoke about, I just wanted to make things clear. I'm not mad at you, okay?
That's cool. That's cool.
All right. Thank you, guys, and have a good night.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye. All right.
Bye. Helen, so Dorothy pointed out something that I've not had anybody say here: stress. Africans, we underestimate the stress and what it does to us, and then in terms of meeting up with the Jones, so to say, wanting to live it up. is a factor in most of our people. Living beyond your level or where you can actually live comfortably. Helen, I know that you have your hands full. That's the kind of thing, we're talking now. Women have to go and take care of things. The men are sitting down, relax. I mean, they are done for the day. Chibike,
I'm trying to cook dinner while you guys are talking.
exactly. Chibike, I'm going to come to you next, but let's get Helen. Helen, what are you making? Chapati or nyama?
No. Today we're eating baked potato.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So yeah.
No chapatis today.
Okay, good. So talking about Kenyan men, what do you think? What do you think about how they are?
Men are men. Whether it's Nigeria, men. America, men. Men are men.
Okay, so what's the problem with? We are talking about African men and adapting to a new society like in America or Britain or Spain. What is the issue? What do you think why is it difficult for them to leave the upbringing they had at home when they live in a different society?
I mean, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just you leave Africa, but you bring Africa with you in a sense where, the life is different. So the women are able to adapt, readjust, rearrange themselves, but the guy is still stagnant. Yeah, you'll be left behind. Quite simple.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get everybody back in the conversation. Ovie. Okay, let me start with Ovie, then I'll go that way. We have like another 20 minutes, so we are rounding up also. Ovie, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Dorothy actually.
Now you are calm. Now the women they spoke and Ovie is calm. Wait. I'm not. Wait, Ovie, stop. I can't even come to you. Let's go to Chibike. He hasn't said anything. He just joined us. Chibike, welcome to the show. Chibike, can he hear? Chibike, can you hear us?
Good evening, everyone. Yes.
For those who do not know where you are, tell us where you are joining us from. Chibike, can you hear us?
Good evening, everyone. Yes.
For those who do not know where you are, tell us where you are. Chibike, I think you have two systems on. You have maybe you are playing it on Facebook and you are joining us. For those who do not know where you are, tell us where you are. Okay, Chibike, you have to turn off one of your platforms. You are on Facebook and you are on.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'm calling. Joining from
one of your platforms. Chibike, you have it playing somewhere else, so you turn.
I already turned it off. I was on Facebook.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right. So I'm joining from Hoover, Alabama. So
okay.
Just got back from work and interesting conversation. And I myself just finished cooking right now as I just got home.
And Chibike, for those who do not know, follow him on Instagram. He cooks wonderful meal, and I'm looking forward to when I will visit Alabama and test the food. Okay, go ahead, Chibike.
Yeah, so the conversation is interesting. Like I said, I just got back from work and my kids are there doing their thing, playing piano, and I'm in the kitchen just making pasta for them to eat. I just finished cooking. I was about dishing out the food when you called me, so that's why I ran back to join. But the question is, why people over people in America, Africans, why they get divorced, right? Is that a question?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would say number one, stress, lack of communication, and I guess maybe people not actually being true to themselves and actually I would say maybe someone biting more than they can chew. I'll give you an example. Someone would go marry a woman from Nigeria or from anywhere in Africa and come here. Probably before he brought the lady over, he was, making her feel like he's living large, he's doing well, until she gets over here and she finds out that they're both, he's really not what he had told her he was, so, and then she gets a different perspective of life and it hits her that bad, and maybe the guy is not also meeting up to her demands, then she either decides to let go. I mean, she decides to leave him, or maybe the woman wouldn't want to do what he wants, then he starts becoming rude and abusive, something leads to the other, then either of the party will decide to leave, So, yeah, and of course, pressures again from either work or from home or from extended family. And you and I know very well that almost every month we get requests from folks back home asking for money for this, for that, and they forget that we also have family that we take care of as well here, and of course money don't grow on trees. Like we all know, we work hard for our money, and the way this place is designed, your money goes right back into the system. You don't just make the money and ship it back to Nigeria for people to enjoy. So those are the kind of stuff that I personally think could lead to a lot of people getting divorced and having a lot of stress in marriage. And to also we also have people that expectations say, like, a husband will come get his wife and expect her to come and cook, clean, do everything, but he forgets that they are both in a relationship. That two of them have to do things together to make that marriage work. Be it cooking, be it cleaning, be it raising the kids together, be it having a job to take care of their family. One person shouldn't just sit home and relax while the other person goes home to go out there to fetch, work or get the money. So those are the things that can make, again, people divorce or, cause issues in your marriage.
Thank you so much, Ibike. So let's round up and go around. Everybody will have a say. Let's start with Ovie and then Ralph and then Dixon. Okay, well, Ovie.
Yeah, I think personally, I believe that I keep using America as an example because this is where I spend more time. I think you cannot change America. You either be who you are or you join them. And I think a lot of African marriages get caught up between either trying to stay and maintain that African heritage when it comes to marriage, and in a situation whereby the two of them are not in the same lane, that is ready for disaster. The same way when they are trying to say, okay, we cannot let's switch it up. Let's westernize and follow the American way, do nightclub and all that kind of stuff. If both of them are not on the same train again, it's heading to crash. I think so. A lot of marriage are caught in between that, life that we generally find ourselves. And I think that's
All right.
what I say there.
All right. Thank you so much, Ovie. Ralph.
Yeah, thank you for having me as always. Just like our brother who needs to give us his IG handle, so we'll go see the food where they cook. Had said,
What's right? You do like food?
You don't like food. If you don't like food, well, that's your you concern you now. We know say women need to avoid you. Be that.
I like food though.
Now they attack me, say I like food. See this man. Yes, back to my point. One thing that I've noticed is in my experience, every time I always hear this talk about submission. From all the Africans I've hung out with, even with all the scandals, all the drama I've seen, most people here, you can't. They say we have this saying that you can't. An alligator is no a leopard a leopard doesn't change his spots. A leopard doesn't lose his spots just because he left Nigeria. And moved to America. The spots doesn't disappear. We don't get clubs for Lagos. We don't get clubs for Enugu. We don't get clubs for Port Harcourt. We have clubs everywhere. So if you're a clubbing man in Nigeria, you just because you came to New York doesn't mean you stop being a clubbing person. But you go to clubs, and I have people like that. I know somebody like that. He's having a problem now. You go to club all the time. You like women who go to club. Then you want to marry. Then you now say, I need to go and find me a good wife that doesn't go to club. Then you go to Nigeria. Go find one from your village that doesn't know anything about clubbing. Then you go bring her to America. Then you say that's the one you want to marry. You put her in the house. My guy, your body will be itching you to go to club. You'll be finding the person that will come to your house and sneak you out. Oh, I'm going to Raf's house to go and watch wrestling. You go to Raf's house to go and watch Real Madrid or Chelsea. And then your wife will be angry at Raf that Raf is spoiling you. Raf is not spoiling you. You have been spoiled from day one. So at the end of the day, find who you love. And most of us, we don't talk to our children about marriage. None of us, nobody talk to me about marriage. We all just shout, go and marry. Your mate don't marry. Your brother, you see this one, you don't marry. Born 5 children, you never marry. When you go marry, settle. And that's how we talk to our children. That's how all of us were talked to. Nobody talk to us, and we don't understand. Like we know, we shout about Western, Eastern, all these things, but there's something about telling a young person, this is what you should expect from marriage. This is how you should expect, like finance. If you're going to move somebody from one country to another country, the culture shock, all that stuff goes. There's a whole emotional things that you're dealing with. I was in the military. When you transfer from one base to another base in another state, it's a whole emotion you're dealing with. When you marry somebody from Nigeria and then you move that woman to a military base, she's now coming to a new country. She's coming to a new lifestyle. Now, she's not going to be speaking English as in American English. She's speaking a new language called military English. So you're learning 2 different languages at the same time. Nobody is telling that woman that thing. You got to start learning pow, 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 pow. But who's telling her that? And then we expect the person her head not to be blowing up. And then if she's not learning that in like 15 minutes, and then she gets mad, how do you deal with emotions? Some people can take it and will be fine. Some people have the right to slash back at you that you did not tell me this is what I'm walking into. And we think every human being it is okay for every human being to react the same way. So two human, we should stop applying because 2 people who got married at a time when there was no option of divorce, at a time when you couldn't leave a man, you had to just stay with him and you have 50 children. Healthcare wasn't good, you had no options, you must stay with this person to death. We can't use that rule in 2022 to say everybody must use that rule. No, people have the right to change and people have the right to move, because if you marry somebody at age 18, you were 18, 2 18-year-olds marry. At age 25, 2 of them have changed because you evolve. Human beings evolve, and we must allow that to play on. So, yeah, that's all I'll leave people with. Everybody grows, everybody changes. Just recognize that.
Thank you so much. Dixon.
Well, for me, I think a lot of us have made very good points that we need to take home. I've had communication. I've had helping our partners to with the chores and things like that. I think for me, before I got married, I made up my mind my marriage must work. I made up my mind my marriage must work, because some marriages are working. That takes me to asking ourselves, maybe some other time, why are some marriages working? Because some marriages are working, not all of them are failing.
Yes,
I see more marriages in my circle of influence working than failing. So why are they working? And I think it's got to do with a lot of things that we've mentioned. One of them is communication, being able to tell one another. I have cases as a pastor. I have cases I'm working on, and most of the cases are centering on the issue of communication. We have issues of people being influenced by their families, back home. And then the issue of money. That's another big issue I've discovered. And the other ladies have left, but they mentioned it. At a particular point in time, I believe that we should have a kind of a balance. I don't expect, my wife works and I work. And I don't know how she spends her money. I'm not interested in terms of come and give me an account of how you are spending your money every time. She has freedom to be able to spend the money because we love one another, and because we are determined to make it to heaven. Money is not a major challenge, but communication has to be there. We should be able to look at we are doing X, Y, Z. How much do we have? We put all our resources on the table and plan together. And then I'm also interested in things that concern her and her family. I'm not only interested in things that concern me and my family. If people have brothers and sisters and children are going through challenges, I want to accommodate them in our plan, in as much as she also wants to accommodate them, my own people. So we need to put everything on the table and plan together. And for me, that want to make heaven, I wonder we're going to die. We don't know when we're going to die. All this we're struggling and struggling. If we look for you, sleep and you wake up and you don't wake up, it's all gone. You know, you're not going to be there to be looking at the issue of I'm a man, I have to do this, I have to do that. My wife must be able to, you know, do this for me. No, I think we need to be able to understand that, you know, this life is very short, and one of is appointed unto man who wants to die, and after that comes the judgment of God. Most of us coming in from Africa came with the fear of God, and some of us, when we got here, we got engrossed in work, and we threw away the values that are you know, biblically based, that help us to run our homes. So I think those issues like family altar, where we come together, pray together, raise up children in a godly way, has a lot of impact on making our marriages abroad work. So I strongly believe that we need to all put our heads together and then tell ourselves that being a man is living by example. You know, when you're a man and you lead the home in a godly way, your home will work. Your wife will be able to see that you are following the way of God, and he will also follow. And that lady is somebody's daughter. That lady is somebody's sister. I want to treat my wife the way I would like other people to treat my sisters and my daughter, if I have one. So basically, when we put other people, our partners, in consideration and make sacrifices for them, we'll find out that this thing goes back to be a dividend for our marriages. Marriages work because people work on marriages, and that's what I want people to know. We can work on our marriages, we can make sacrifices, we can communicate, we can stand on the principle of God's word, and I will assure you, your marriage will work. The devil has no power to bring in any separation in your marriage when it's grounded in God. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dixon.
Sorry, I forgot Ostino. I have to acknowledge Ostino, you know, because you know, if I don't do that, that will not be fair. You know.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Ostino, your turn.
Well, thank you, Doc. My earlier submission, you know, was not to, you know, bash the women, but it was an advice, you know, to the women that they can still, you know, love their husbands. They can still be submissive while they are making that $80,000 per annum as an RN, as a registered nurse. You can still talk to your husband nicely. You can still call your husband those names that you call your husband. Hey, baby, please, can you help me? It's better than you being rude to your husband, because you know, all of a sudden you are getting money. You know, you are making more money than your husband right now. I mean, you don't disrespect a man. The only thing that a man requires from you is just give him that respect, regardless whether you are making more money or you are making less money. You got to respect the man. That's the only thing the man asks from you. And for you guys that go to Nigeria or go to Africa to go and marry a nurse and bring them home here, bring them to America, you expecting that they're going to be making the money while you are home flipping the television. That's where your problem starts. You are the man. You are in charge of the family. You are supposed to provide for your family. Get up on your butt. Go out there and do something to provide for your families. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Doc.
All right, Ostino, very, very good. Janaba.
Doctor, thank you for the opportunity once again. As I summarize it, I have a privilege to pastor for so many years, and I want to say this as I wrap up my own contribution. The spiritual leader, whether it's imam or a pastor, also have contributed to the problem we are having in our own culture here. For instance, I have seen the situation whereby pastor also cause so many problems in people's marriage. This is a life story that I have, and it is time for us to reevaluate our spiritual counseling over people's marriage and the way, whether biblically or through Islamic way, in the sense that one close member of our family was married to a Christian brother from the same church, and the man treated her badly. Fortunately, he passed on, and this young lady met a Muslim brother, and they are married and they are happy. And when she come to me and she told me, I'm getting married to a Muslim brother, what do you think? And I told her, I don't let religion deny you of true love of God. That it is a true love. It has no religion attached, whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian. I asked her, if you are drowning today and a Muslim brother stretched forth to deliver you, or a Christian let you go and you drown, what is the difference? And she said, yes, she will feel the pain. I said, okay, you be married to a Christian brother and he didn't treat you well, right? And they have been married for a few years, I mean, for so many years now, and they are happily married. So it is time for us, with the spiritual people, to start looking at that. The true love of God has nothing to do whether you are a Muslim. I know they quickly preach, oh, don't be equal, you're with unbeliever. If you are unbeliever to me, I'm unbeliever to you. So that is a simple thing. It's the same thing we carry to church, praying about enemy. Oh, die by fire. If you pray that you are my enemy, the same word that you are praying come back to you. It is time for us to start telling the people that whether you are in America or whether you are in Nigeria, beyond the cultural boundary, true love has nothing to do with religion. And that is what is causing so many problems in our religion, in our marriages today. Having different counsel from different and using Christianity as a bait for love. There is the Bible even say, "Behold, the Lord our God is one." So why do you go and start preaching this thing? Oh, don't marry a Muslim, don't marry a Christian. I have a sister. As I write for doctors, I'm sorry. Uh, she want to marry a man that love her so much. She been married before again to a Muslim brother. Now she find a Christian brother. She say, I can't do it. My family cannot just allow me. Though, which means it's in bondage of religion influence and not true love.
All right, thank you so much, Janaba. TBK, before I come to you, I saw Mike in the studio. Mike, if you want to contribute, please turn on your camera. I will let you in. Chibike, can you round up your thoughts?
I think everyone has said things that made valid sense, and I think I want to agree with everyone. But first and foremost is, for you to, I mean, be it male or female, you just have to have respect for your spouse. Make sure if you want a relationship or marriage to last long, you have to be able to communicate, be transparent, and also, do chores together, cook, whatever it is. If you need help, let your spouse know, or your significant other know. Also, for people that have the mentality that, African men that come all the way to America, they have the mentality that their wife would have to be their servant, take care of everything. It shouldn't work that way. You should be able to help each other out, and raise your family to be, however you see fit, but make sure that things go well for you, and you're of course you're happy and you're peaceful in your marriage. And if you have that, I'm sure you have a long life, and you have a good relationship. And of course, when it comes to having bank accounts together or not, it's all depends on the spouse. Whatever works for you. You can have joint bank account, or you cannot. And if my wife makes more money than me, it doesn't mean that she stops respecting me. No, she's always been my wife. We've always loved each other. We're always going to respect each other, regardless of how much I make or she makes. The most important thing is we love each other. We understand each other. We are both there for each other, be it morning, afternoon, night, in sickness, in health, in whatever it is, until death does us part. And that's what I think will be the secret, the best way to live your life, and hopefully your children and your family members see that and learn from you. So,
wow.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Chibike. That's a nice summation. And I really appreciate everybody that joined me. And there are so many people who are not here with us on the screen. But I want to thank Ovie for always joining us. Ralph, thank you so much for joining me. And of course, Dr. Dixon Ojukwu, thank you so much for joining me, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
Osai, no, thank you so much.
All right, Doc.
You caused trouble today. Donaba, thank you so much for joining. And Chibike, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
I hope I will join early next time.
Next time, yeah, Helen is gone and Dorothy and all the other people. But next week, next Saturday, we have a different topic. And I'd like some of the things that came up today, we consider them for topics like Dixon talked about. How to talk about the ones that work, not just the ones that do not. We emphasize on the bad ones, but what is making the ones that are successful good. And then we have to talk about stress. And somebody sent a text and said, we have to talk about people who insist on being taken to Africa when they die. Their body is being taken to Africa. These are legitimate topics. So down the road, we bring them up. And people who are experts in those, like, taking bodies home will give us the advantages.
Very expensive.
Like Faustino, it talks about, what happens when you are afterlife. You don't want to see people when you open your eyes. So we talk about that. That's a good topic for another time. But thank you so much for joining me. Please, next week, not next week, on Saturday, we are going to do this again in the morning. And then on Wednesday, we do it during the evening so that we get to talk about life abroad. We want to talk about issues that we deal with. Once again, thank you. And I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, thank you. See you Saturday.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Prince Obina needs a wife, too. That guy on the screen.
Yeah.
Marriage has come.